all the lights are so bright that you kind of just cloud
That's actually
good. Yeah.
So during the video, it's a very short video, if you would open them up and start to smell the 2 individual pieces. And then we're going to show a little video. So what this video is about, this was with the Cincinnati Symphony, and it was performed last year. And it was Vivaldi's 4-violin concerto. And so what we did is we paired each season with food. So the food that you saw me rolling out was pasta, which is just flour and egg to come together. So, Vivaldi. He was a composer. And I imagine that when he wrote this, he was sitting by a brook, maybe eating some bread and eating some processed cheese. I don't think so. The cheese that he probably was eating was an Asiago, which you have a sample of that. Guess what? You can still get Asiago today. It's a sheep or cow's milk cheese. There was no processed cheese around when he was around. So if you take the 2 cheeses, and you look at the processed cheese, it's very yellow in color, and you look at the Asiago, and it's kind of plain. Well, if I'm a 5-year-old, what am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the one that's more colorful. If you put them to the nose and you smell, there's not a whole lot of smell with the processed cheese. The Asiago, you're going to smell earthiness. You're going to smell a mustiness. The earthiness comes from the grass, from the sheep or the cow that they've consumed. The mustiness comes from the cave aging, and that's what we're looking for. This is all tactile tasting, looking at how food smells and how it tastes, because if you don't know, your nose and your mouth are connected. 80% of our taste comes from our nose, and then some comes from our eyes too. If it doesn't look good, it's not going to taste good. So if you look at these 2 pieces of cheese, you have the Asiago on the left and the processed cheese on the right, just to let you know. We have on the inside of the Asiago, we have some bubbling, and that comes from the aging process. The only bubbling on the right comes from the packaging process. So they're very different. When you taste the 2, if you taste the processed cheese, you're going to get a film on your tongue, almost like chapstick. Now, if I want chapstick, I'm going to use chapstick. I really don't think my tongue needs some chapstick. What's going on in the world today is that we're manipulating foods. We're processing foods, we're changing them, and we're going to a different state. And I call it the pow-wow factor. The pow factor is we're intensifying colors and flavors in food beyond their natural state. The wow factor is I can buy 20 pounds of Velveeta for 1 pound of Asiago. So the wow factor is economics. How are we changing food so that we can buy more? Do we really want to buy more? What's going on is we're getting away from seasonality in food. Strawberries are available year-round at the grocery store. This is my family's farm. This is my brother on the left and the kids on the right. My brother actually is walking through the asparagus patch. This was from last year, and it's gone to weed. Here in Cincinnati, in northern Kentucky, we're getting out of asparagus season, and now we're going into strawberries. I cannot wait until Memorial Day weekend to go to my family's farm and spend the whole day in the patch and then in the afternoon, make a milkshake. This is what my milkshake consists of. Cream, milk, sugar, vanilla extract, and strawberries. The color doesn't jump out at you. The smell won't jump out at you. If you go to a fast food restaurant and you're standing behind the counter and they pour that shake for you, you immediately smell it. Stop. Feel this. Let your senses come through. You'll see it and you'll taste it. But what you're going to taste again is that film on your tongue. There are natural ingredients in the milkshake, milk, sugar, but you look down through the list. Why do they have to add coloring? Why do they have to add flavoring? It's this whole powwow. We've gone beyond what real food tastes like. My concern is we're going to forget what real food tastes like. You know, it's amazing with children especially that they're looking for different things in food. Trying to get to the next one. Now this goes back to that wow factor again with food and cost. The big trend right now is that with seafood, we're overfishing certain species. Well, we're doing that because we're demanding the fish constantly, Chilean sea bass, whatever. So somebody came up with an idea that let's fill this whole room, and we'll put a bunch of fish in here, and we'll feed them something, and we'll say, oh, this is fish. And this is called aqua farming. Well, it's a great sustainability, but we're changing what the food tastes like. Your job is to go to the grocery store, and I want you to look at a piece of wild-caught salmon and a piece of farm-raised salmon side by side, a distinct difference. The wild-caught salmon almost looks cured. It's very dark in color, whereas the farm-raised is pale. Again, it's that wow factor. You're going to be paying $7 a pound for the aqua-farmed, maybe $16, $17 a pound for the wild-caught. So do you maybe only eat salmon once a month or once every other month and eat the real thing? Or do you eat it twice a week and eat not so much the real thing? So it's a lot of issues going on in food today. And my concern is that we're going to lose the taste of real food, whether by how the food has been grown or how the food has been processed. We no longer have dinosaurs. I don't want to come back next year and say, guess what? We don't have real strawberries anymore. Thank you.